Howdy, parts, it's Mr. Holster here in the tack room, just having a little coffee in the morning. Good stuff. I tell you, the weather has been incredible. It's sunny out there, 60 degrees the first week in April, way up north near the Canadian border. And if you saw my videos the last couple days, you've seen we've made real progress on the new shooting range. And the part that I think is just incredible, and I'll tell you this little story real quick so you can understand how incredible it is. 2 years after I bought this place, like, that'd be about 9 years ago, I was out putting in fence posts on June 7th. I remember that date, June 7th. And I couldn't put in a fence post because the ground was still frozen. Now, the other day, when you saw that pile of dirt, I got that pile of dirt on the shooting range. I'm sloping the field's sloping down this way to the one side because I had a low spot in the center. So I went from the low spot and I sloped over. Just made one little trench with my Bobcat, 3 feet deep. That's where the dirt came up in the pile, and the ground is not frozen 3 feet down. I went 3 feet down and the ground is not frozen. Which goes to show we had very little snow. Very little snow, you have no coverage, and you get we had several negative 30, negative 20 degree days, but you know, the sun hits that soil because you have no snow cover. So there we go. Yeah, it's thawed out already. At least it is there, which is going to speed my little shooting range right along. But I still think it's going to take me a good 6 weeks to do it because we'll have to kind of grade everything out and spread manure and grass seed and make it all pretty. Yeah. But we're going to get it done, I think. I think within 6 weeks, just working on it every weekend, I'll get it done. Because I got my regular job, my regular gig here with my horses and my cows. I can't put that aside to play out in the field. This is what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about, that's pretty good. I've only eaten up 2 minutes and 50 seconds of your life you'll never get back again. I'm already into the subject. We're going to talk about holsters real briefly. And right here, I have my preferred holster, which is a Kramer horsehide. And not just Kramer, there's a lot of them out there. But I like this Kramer horsehide holster. It is for my Ruger Speed 6, and the reason I like it, number one, it's horsehide, which I think is superior to cowhide. And you can say whatever you want and make your arguments. It'll fall on deaf ears here because a horse is definitely, and take it from somebody who has both horses and cows, a horse is definitely superior to a cow. Yeah, they are. At any rate, yeah, I like them made out of horsehide, but the real important part of this is the exact holster I want. It's a direct vertical drop or a neutral cant. So it just goes straight down. And if you see, it's got a belt loop here and a belt loop here, which, yeah, I guess, well, a loop for your belt. There's a belt loop, but the belt loop on your pants goes right in between here. See? And that gives you a good stable base to keep it from, I don't like holsters that are going like that. And the key to it is, this is for a 1.5 inch belt. If you wear a 1 1/4 inch belt, then you order it with a 1 1/4 inch belt loop. I happen to be wearing a 1.5 inch belt, so that's what I ordered for. 1.5 inch belt loop, and then it stays stable because not only do you have the belt filling up the gap here, but you have that belt loop on your pants in between, and that keeps it from rocking. It's very stable. And I like the vertical direct drop down because when I put my hand on the grip of the gun, it is in the same position that it'll be when I'm going to shoot the gun. You see, I've got my grip before it ever comes out of the holster. Where if it's canted, it ain't going to work that way. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I like the direct vertical drop. It's also the ultimate holster for training. The belt holster and a direct vertical drop just makes your training flow and so much easier. And I actually went to a course once where a gentleman who had taken courses at this place several times wanted to use a inside the waistband holster. And nowadays apparently they're letting people do this in courses, but back in the day, no, you had to have a what they would call a range holster or a holster, belt holster, and it didn't make any difference if it was an FBI tilt or a direct vertical drop, but they preferred the direct vertical drop for the reasons I said. But they really did not let people come through with inside the waistband holsters, and certainly wouldn't let them ever come through with an appendix holster. Yeah. Or a cross draw or a shoulder holster. For obvious reasons, which I'm not going to get into, but because there's risks involved there that a sane person wouldn't take. Yeah, because, it's training. Any rate, so this fellow made his case that, well, he'd taken the course before, blah, 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 and this is how he carries. He needs to do it this way, and they let him do it. Well, somewhere in the midst of the course, and the fellow had, I should probably give this background to you, the fellow had a Glock 19 that he was taking the course. And yeah, you guessed it, in the midst of the course, he shot himself in the butt, which to me was like a bonus. Not only did I get to take the course, but for my fee, I got that extra of watching this moron, because the guy was a jerk. He was such a jerk that no one was upset when it happened. Any rate, point being that makes a very good range holster, a direct vertical drop, a belt holster, and I decided early on that, if that works so well to take a course and on the range, maybe that's the thing to wear when you carry. And you know what? That served me well for decades. Yeah. And this is why, because I can wear it right here at 3 o'clock. Catch this little loop, right at 3 o'clock, and look at how I can defend that gun. Although people have said that the appendix is the best to defend the gun, but you know what I think? I think that's like not so good, because you get in a tussle with somebody, they get their hand on the gun, all they got to do is pull the trigger. They don't even need to pull that gun very far out of the holster, and let me tell you, when they pull that trigger, that's gonna pretty much be the end of the game. Says me, but I'm not passing judgment on you if you carry appendix. Knock yourself out. It's not my life, it's yours. And if you're highly trained and capable of doing that, then that's great. But myself, I found this to be a better position to have and easier to defend myself personally. And when you bend over, and that might print out, you won't just move your arm back, you see? Yeah. Of course, that being said, all the time I was working, I always wore a sport coat or a suit, which pretty much covers everything up anyways. But there was a period of time in my life where I did some driving and pretty much spent the whole time driving. And I found that if you had a direct vertical drop, you could wear it on the side where the car door was. Yeah. And you could just, up it comes and out it goes. And it worked well for that too. And I just ended up buying nothing but direct vertical drop belt holsters, and they actually worked for me. And I thought I'd share that with you. Yeah. And they're a lot easier to train with too, because you start wearing shoulder holsters, oh man, there's a whole bunch of stuff to worry about. Not shooting yourself in the arm, not shooting yourself in the leg if you're sitting down, not shooting the person that's might be just walking by behind you when you pull it out, you see? And this is just so much easier all the way around. And Mr. Holster, if nothing else, he's lazy. He is the laziest guy you'll ever meet, and less training with this. So yeah, why not? That's what I said, and so that's what I've been doing. That's why I like the direct vertical drop. I don't have to worry about my placement of my hand on the grip, and if I've got it in the correct spot, because it's on the correct spot right when I grab it. Done deal. Because I'm lazy. Well, there you go, guys. You learned something about Mr. Holster this morning. He's lazy. Yeah, I am. That's why I got Jack out there on the Bobcat right now, and he's working on that dirt pile out there. Yeah. I told him I would buy some ammo for his Krebs when it showed up, which is a safe bet because he's never going to have the money to pay for it if he'd go out and work on the Bobcat for a while. There you go, guys. That's 11 minutes of your life you'll never, ever get back again. Before I leave you, I'm going to give you a chance once again to get in my contest. I'm having a contest. It's called the American Gunfighter 5,000 sub giveaway, where I'm giving away a $350 gift certificate to Brownells. And all you got to do to get in my contest today is, number one, be a subscriber. Yeah, because if you don't subscribe, I'll never get to 5,000 subs. Number two, like this video. I was jumping ahead to number three. Number three in the comments section down below. Just type in, I hope Jack's all right. Yeah, so do I. He has a problem working the joysticks. Yeah. And the foot pedals at the same time. I don't know how he does it, but he does do it. But he has some sort of box thing with straps that he... At any rate, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Till next time, go out, stay safe.